You don't lack motivation, you lack structure. If you're looking to do anything good with your life, you need to be able to move from vision to goals to projects and to actions, or in reverse. Because if you have a vision but no system, you will not achieve your goals. The only way to do this is to have a system that you trust and that you use on a consistent basis for the coming decades of your life. And this is why I built the Creator OS, to help you make real progress in your work. So we can move in both directions, either from vision into action or from action into vision. And usually throughout our life, we go through different phases and it's a combination of both, but it's really good for your understanding. So in the Creator OS, I move you from action to vision. And so we always start off with actions. Actions are things you can do within a finite time and a single sitting. And what is really important about our actions is that we have a to-do list. Because as David Allen says, your mind is made for having ideas, not for holding them. So you don't want to have all your to-dos in your head that you're always running around and being very busy, but you're just less focused. We only really have space for 3 or 4 things, and our brains are not made for remembering lists, while the world around us has gotten quite complicated and we need a lot of lists in order to keep our structure. And we always have some different properties for actions that we fill in our daily review. So it's really important to review our actions on a daily basis and plan our actions, like set an intention for the day and do the things that are important first. So we have things like context. Are you in the right context to perform an action? Is it an errand on your computer, on your phone, etc.? An action date, an expected time, and a priority. What's the priority of this action? Do I have the right energy for it, etc.? And what is really important is to use quick capture. So I have on my phone where I just grab out my phone and within 2 seconds I can enter a task and then it's off to my system, which I will review at the end of my workday. Another important thing to know about actions is the 2-minute rule. So if you have an action that you can do in 2 minutes, fold the laundry, maybe the dishes, put things in the dishwasher, you don't want to track those. Always do things that take under 2 minutes or less, and the rest we track. And if you have 2 or more actions aimed towards the same purpose, that is a project. And a project usually contains between 10 to 100 actions. And that organizes all our actions. And upon creating a new project, and we can really organize our actions and chunk them, plan out a certain project. We can even have some milestones where you can just check off maybe 3 to 5, so you actually know when a project is complete. We can also have our notes, our external resources, all in one easy to use system. And this is related to our action tracker. And this is really the powerhouse of the Creator OS, where we have a weekly review where we track all our projects. I usually have 5 to 10 projects going on at any given time. And this allows us to prioritize, bring into focus what I'm focusing on this week or the next. And this is really the powerhouse, as I said, of the whole Creator OS, and one of the atomic habits that are so important. Because as James Clear said, we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our systems. So it's really important to have a good system where you can consistently just press the reset button. And that is what the weekly review does. And the weekly review organizes our projects. So that's fantastic. And if you have 2 projects or more oriented towards the same purpose, and this is popularized under the term SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and trackable. So our goals aim towards a specific moment in time that is very concrete. And an example of that could be doing a handstand for 60 seconds, having a portfolio of 100K in your bank account, learning 100 songs on the guitar. Those are just a few examples. They are measurable, again, in the end, that they usually have a number attached to them that you can really check them off. We want these to be specific and about 6 months to 3 years ahead, not really shorter, not really longer. Because when we truly reach some goals in our life that we have consciously set, we become more confident and we know what kind of work something really takes, and that we can handle such a thing. And this allows us to write books, create businesses, become an artist, become musicians, etc. And the achievable and realistic, I would a little bit say fuck that. Just be ambitious, but still be realistic enough that you can actually do it and don't stress yourself out. And trackable, that is what we do on the monthly review in the Creator OS, where you can easily track our goals. So actions are always on a daily basis, projects on a weekly basis, and goals on a monthly basis. But a shadow side of setting goals, that a lot of people become so goal oriented. The only reason we set goals is to have a better journey. We never try to aim for a specific moment in time. Although we aim for it, the purpose of it is to create a better journey. If it takes away from the journey, that you're trying, for example, to get famous, and then all of a sudden you're on the stage and you're having 100k people in front of you and you feel utterly depressed, that is not something we want. We always want to enjoy the journey, and then the result is secondary. We shouldn't really even care about that. But better goals and consciously setting good goals can help us, again, create a better journey. And if we have two goals that are aligned, we can set a vision. And we usually set a vision for one of the 7 life areas: body, mind, matter, relationships, heart, spirit, or service. And we usually have 1 or 2 visions per area. I personally have 1 vision per area. And these are vague dreams. These are 5, 10, 20, 30 years ahead. We can do way less than we think we can in a year, but can achieve way more than we ever thought possible in a decade. Visions really set a direction for our life, and they're very important to set consciously. It's better to have a relatively decent vision that is not perfect than no vision at all. Especially nowadays that everything is instant gratification, but visions really allow us to set for a good direction in our life and to always come back to it. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose? And in the Creator OS, I have designed a whole course that will walk you through organizing your actions so you become more effective and you become more organized. But again, the goal is not to take more on, but to become more effective, to then move into projects, set goals, and set a vision. And that is how we can move from action to vision and from vision to action.